What's up, guys? Natty Bros here. Just wanted to do a quick review of East vs. West 17. I gotta say, this was an awesome card. Definitely a lot of interesting matchups, and definitely kept my attention the whole time. Very, very exciting. There were some really awesome matches here. So first was Arsen and Andrei Sharkov. I was rooting for Sharkovich. Really like him. When he got his top roll in, it looked really good. But Arsen was too much inside, and he won the match 3-1. Both guys definitely deserve to be on the card. Great pullers. Cody Wood and Joseph Moranto. Wow, second match of the card, and it was a barn burner. It was really amazing. Cody Wood started off very dominantly, 2-0 lead, and he looked great. He looked really good. His top roll was insane, the speed, the strength, and then Joseph started getting him in, and that was it. He won 3 matches in a row. He was just too strong in a hook. Very strong. He's the number one in the U.S. right now for lightweight. And I would like to see Cody Wood versus Kevin Falco at this point. That'd be cool. Joseph beat both of them. Um, very, very great matchup. Valenlo versus Hunter Knopfs. Very cool win. Very two different sort of styles. Valen didn't have the strength, but his IQ got him a couple of wins on fouls. But Hunter ended up winning that one 3-2. Something I think Travis Bajent said it. He was just like, Hunter Knopfs has ignorant strength, and he is so so strong. But he got flustered in the setup, and Valen was able to take advantage of that. But it was great to see Valen on the card. I hope to see more of him. Maybe Greg Yo. I'd like to see some more of those Southeast Asian guys be on some bigger cards. So that was really cool to see. Hunter looked great. John Terrian versus Craig Tullier. I was really rooting for John. Very disappointed how this went. I know John was disappointed. You could just hear him after every match. He's very, very upset. He was just like, dang, he wanted to win that. Craig though looked awesome. He looked strong. He looked fast. He took everything in that match. But John, I know he's gonna come back even more inspired and fired up to keep going. And then I think my match of the night was this next one, Daugas Tarasidis versus Giannis Amelins. Oh my goodness, back and forth as technical as it comes. And I think this was exactly what it was advertised to be. It really was an amazing match. Mindaugas ended up winning 3-2. It was back and forth, back and forth. Giannis had the lead 2-1. It looked like he had hand control, it looked like he had the back pressure. And Mindaugas was going for his flop wrist press, and it just tired out the brachioradialis of Giannis. And the last round was 2-2. Buckle was on Mindaugas' hand, and he beat him with a top roll. It's just amazing to be able to go from a flop wrist press and then beating him in a top roll. It was amazing match. Match of the night, awesome. Want to see more of these guys pulling. It just every time we see them pull, it is so fun. And then we got the woman matchup, Jocelyn versus Sarah Backman. And Jocelyn is just way too big. That's why there's weight categories in arm wrestling. It's like, I don't know, if Levon was going against Angarbayev, well, Angarbayev actually gave him trouble back in the day, but just like that's why there's weight classes. Sarah Backman in the last round was actually able to get her into a hook. Great showing, great heart by Sarah, but that's why there's weight classes. So I think Sarah should. She's an awesome arm wrestler, my favorite woman arm wrestler. But that's why there's weight classes. I think she should pull in her weight class. Um, yeah. And then Evgeny Prudnik versus Cody Merritt. Cody, he's a super strong dude, big hand. Evgeny had exactly what he wanted. Prudnik set up exactly what he wanted, got him into a press, got him into a hook. He was able to top him a little bit. He did everything. His arm strength is unreal. Prudnik looked awesome. Definitely want to see more of him. And he is rehabbing his right hand, so he might be back on the right arm as well. And then this was probably the most mismatched of all of the matches today. Mindaugas versus Hunter Knopf's left hand. It wasn't even close. Mindaugas just played with him, got everything he wanted in the setup, and never let Hunter get to any of his strong points. And it wasn't even close. 3-0 Mindaugas. And then this one was a surprise. Uh, I said in the video earlier in the predictions that Ongabayev is amazing. He's beat Michael Todd. He's beat some great names in the sport. But he's coming back from an injury, so that's just a huge unknown. You don't know where he's at. And then to grip up with someone like Matt Mask, who's so good in the setup, who's so high, who's so fast, who's so fiery, and you're just coming back from injury, and this is the first match you're feeling, it wasn't there for Ongabayev. Matt Mask was fiery. He was awesome. He won 3-0. I'm really upset that we weren't able to hear the athletes, especially for this one and Devon's matchup. There was no mic for the athletes. It wasn't turned on, and we couldn't hear it. We just saw Matt Mask screaming, but we couldn't hear him. But as Travis was saying in the booth, I'm sure there's a lot of expletives and a lot of non-PG stuff being said. But Matt Mask versus Nugo, I think that might be the next matchup. They're both crazy on the table. I think that would be really good. But I love to see Matt Mask just doing so well. He's going for that 105 kg. I think that's the division. He's going for it, and he wants it, and he doesn't think anyone can beat him. So his path is beating Nugo, and then he wants a title shot. And Matt Mask looks great. I think it's awesome for arm wrestling. Love the guy, one of my favorite arm wrestlers. Then Georgi Shetkov versus Dave Chafee. Georgi won 3-0. He just has an amazing top roll. Dave showed some flashes, some great side pressure, even going into the press, but Georgi was just too much, 3-0. And yeah, Georgi called out Gennady. I think that would be an awesome match. And I think Dave Chafee still he looked good. He looked healthy. I think Georgi was too much for him, but I'd still love to see him keep pulling. And then Corey West and Devon Larrat. This was closer than the 3-0 score. Devon Larrat won 3-0, but it was closer than that. Like, Devon had him in the setup. He had the mind games, but oh my goodness, it was this close from him getting absolutely destroyed. So round one, that when they finally started, Corey had him. He took his wrist. He had side pressure, and then Travis called this out. Devon did a professional foul, went below the table, and he rose after the match was stopped, and then he pulled down on the strap, kept it like this, and then went again. And then that next go that they had, he was able to keep his hand and have Corey foul out. Like, oh my gosh. Travis was like, Corey, you got to get out of the strap. You got to get out of the strap. He's like, I've done that before. And Devon was just too much for him. I think the strength, Corey has the strength. He could have pinned him multiple times. He just doesn't have the game IQ. I don't think he let Devon get in his head too much, but Devon definitely dictated everything that happened in the match, and he got exactly what he needed. And then he ended the match pretty convincingly. Outside of the straps, he top rolled them and transitioned so quickly. I've never seen him move so fast. I think his left is quicker than his right. And he got into a press and finished him. It was very impressive. 3-0. So I think maybe he might go against Tobias next. He's not ready for Camille. He still thinks Camille is too much for him. And I don't think he's ready for Vitaly, or I know Morozev's hurt, but I don't think he's ready for that yet. He said he needs one more before he does that. But wow, great match. Devon the winner. And then the last match, the GOAT, John Breznk against Yoshi Kanai. Yoshi took it 3-0. It was an emotional match. Robert Baxter was talking right before the match happened, how it might be the last match of John Breznk, and then John Breznk talked after about it. He's having lower back surgery, and it was emotional, him going out there. It was a really good fight, but I think everyone knew this was going to happen. John was saying how his shoulder was hurting. He just didn't have the side pressure to finish Yoshi. And Yoshi has great sticking spots, and I want to see more of Yoshi. I know everything that Yoshi did in that match was kind of overlooked just because as it should be, focus on John and potentially his last match. But I'd like to see more of Yoshi. He's a really good puller, really smart. I really like his style. Yeah, really would like to see more of him in the sport. And just to talk about John Breznk a little bit, the goat of arm wrestling. It is just amazing the command, the respect he commands. Like, he is such a quiet guy, and yet his influence and the way he's inspired arm wrestlers is just unreal. It's really cool to see. Like, Devon is one of my favorite arm wrestlers, and he's out there in the front of the sport. Very popular arm wrestler. He's very loud. He's very out there, and then just it's so interesting to see, like, Devon even calls John his father, and John is just like he's in the back of the room always. He's so respectful. It is really truly amazing to see. He is the greatest athlete of all time. The success he's had in arm wrestling through so many different decades is unreal. Like, he's been doing it for decades and decades and decades. Like, Tom Brady's an amazing athlete, and he had multiple careers, a couple decades, and John did it over like 4 or 5 decades. Like, it's unreal the amount of success that John Brzenk has had, and the growth the sport has gone since he started to now is really unreal. And what a great guy, what a humble guy. Wish him nothing but success in his surgery, and if he does wish to retire, I think he should. He well deserves it. But of course, if he wants to get back in it, the world would love to see it. But no pressure on John. He has deserved his rest, and if he continues to be a quiet leader in the arm wrestling community, that would be awesome. Great guy. I was very lucky to meet him at East First West Orlando and talk to him a little bit. And amazing arm wrestler. That's it, guys. East vs. West was really great. The next one will be in Istanbul in May. There will be some good matches. Vitaly versus Michael Todd, and the winner will go against Levon. So there's some really cool matches. Excited to see. But thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe. We'll see you in the next video.